Well, welcome back to Factorio, playing SpaceX on extreme settings. So, since last time, what I have basically done is stamp down this pattern again over here, but this one is going to be for copper, of course. We are in the process of waiting for a supply train to come and deliver some of the materials that we need for our building here. I am a little bit concerned. I'm sort of doing it in lots because there's only so much you can fit on a 4 carriage train, so I just want to make sure that the train can actually fit it all. How are we going, Mr. Train? 4 more beacons. Surely you can do that. Yep, now we are getting the production modules, which are the last part of the requirements. Just check how many production modules we have in that area. Sit on the cell that I want. 800 or so. Well, we're only after a K more. Oh, by the way, this is our whole factory. That is the maximum extent of zoom out. I consider it fairly compact as a consequence of Rail World under vanilla not really being all that spread out really, but it does look kind of cool sort of at this sort of level, seeing everywhere we have gone and our new smelting stacks. The copper that I intend to use is probably this one because it's kind of in the way of this track. And maybe I'll set up something that draws on both of these two for the other, so that we have two. We've got going on here. Looks like we have a radar, but it looks like we have some sort of hold up. This should clear it, I think. Oh, and speaking of hold-ups and things, we are not quite a third, but getting towards a third. 83 and a third is a third, so we're a dozen or so away from a third of the structure components. No assembly components yet. Satellites 2 more, and we can do another level of bot speed, which would be very good. Now, this is in fact clearing up. It does appear to be good. Good. And how are we going up here with the loading? It still says 1K. It's a big problem here is it's impossible to tell if it's got them here, it's not loading them up. I would say we've actually completely filled these up. Yeah, that would be my guess. So what I will do is I will just clear that requirement. Should release the supply train, and we can follow it through as it comes to deliver its goods. Let's have a look at production while we wait. So it's still pretty reasonable. 11,000 steel. Basically, because of the copper shortage, I will show you just how bad that is. We actually have some copper ore, but we just can't smelt nearly fast enough. It's significantly negative, and because of that we can't make things like green circuits fast enough. 58,000 seems like a lot per minute, but really we need to be well over 100,000 per minute, I think, at this point, to make as many science packs and this stuff as well. And of course we're still trying to make efficiency modules. Let's just have a look how that's going. Go efficiency modules. We're up to 10k, so a third of the way. There we go. Now, bit of luck. There's 175 construction robots here, so they ought to do this all by themselves. I know that we didn't get that many beacons in the end. We needed at least another 1,000 beacons productivity modules. So let's turn that off. Productivity modules. Let's ask for another 1,000. What else were we missing? I don't think I have all 4 blue chests. I certainly haven't done the robo ports, so let's go 900 of those. Robo ports, let's just do 80. $300, and let's do 350 of those. Might just tell it to bring that lot, starters, because I know that it's been, my bots have supplied some of these things to it already, so it's not quite as starved as one might think. Like that, for example. Unfortunately, this measure here is hopelessly inaccurate because it really doesn't know. It's continually changing even as things get put down, so yeah. How are we going here? Oh yeah, it started loading. Seen. We're loading up the medium poles, so that's something. We're getting beacons put down. Oh yeah, I was worried there for a sec that these might actually have been full of stuff, but no, that's not the case. Go, we're starting to get a bit more action. As roboports get put down, should make it easier to spread out and put other things down. Where might I do? Let's take those off, because I really don't. I want these robots to be doing the building, not my own robots. So yeah, I stupidly asked for the speed modules when I had the yeah, I requested the furnaces that need productivity modules first, and then I requested the beacons. Sorry. So we've had 2 supply trains so far. I've just ordered the 3rd. The first one was furnaces that should have been productivity modules, but instead I went for the speed modules. And then on the second one I went beacons, and then the productivity modules, as you just saw, but not enough. So sort of did that a little bit ass about face, but it is coming together now, I think. beacons slowly getting put out. Would probably help if I gave them some more construction robots. Fairly big construction task. How are we going here? Slowly picking up the blue boxes. One more satellite and we can change over to a different research. We're not doing too badly, but we're not doing it at the same speed we did the first one because we are only generating 3,700 green per minute due to our lack of resources. I mean, if we turned off the make efficiency 3 modules, that would probably make it a lot easier to, and if we weren't launching these, we might be able to maintain the science at full blast, but it really doesn't matter. We need to progress these things as well, so it doesn't hurt to have them go. How are we going here? Yes, we are probably very slowly crafting and waiting on the crafting of each one of those what's way over here? Blue boxes, requested chests by other words. No, there's still 100 there and there's a few in here. But still, it's only coming across at a fairly slow rate. Never change these to rocket fuel, as I'm meant to do. With this, there's a huge amount of steel being made, a little bit of iron at the beginning, and otherwise quite a lot of copper, but unfortunately not really enough. And over here we've got 3 trains. What's this one doing? Going roundabout, is it? Yeah, the way I've done this may not be as clever as I thought it was. That one can only make this station here. I guess that's not going to hurt because it's going to be given a green light shortly, is it not? Maybe it's not. Maybe. Yeah, these N ones take the longest to unload. They haven't been touched. It's kind of amazing that we've just had a train here and all of the front carriages are completely empty, bar these last ones. This one here is actually an iron stop as well, but because it has to get through these before it's going to reach over to these, we're never actually using this stop now, which well, I mean, I guess if you know the demand really spikes, it will do it, but if it doesn't, then I guess it won't. It'll be interesting to see with copper coming in here, and say 2 of these, whether how effective that will be. But anyway, let's get back here. How are we going? Here we go. We are fairly quickly loading up production modules, making a bit of room for them. It's very interesting seeing how bots work and how they prioritize things. You'd think all the beacons would go along here first, but no, they are sort of here, there, everywhere. Hopefully I don't need to manually insert modules anywhere. This is fairly easy to do that. I wonder how that assembly component is coming along. I love this ability to be able to go to wherever you need. 736. It's not too far off. We might actually see a dry dock assembly component being created in the not too distant future. Needs another 63 of these robots, and it needs another 800 blue circuits processing units. Let's have a look. Where's our supply train? Somewhere underway. Here it is. Going into the dark here. And coming down here. Very convenient, as you can see, this whole mechanism. Here we go, and it's off. So, one other thing I had to look at, I'm not sure if I mentioned this already, but our nuclear situation was suffering, so I have actually made some adjustments here. We were, of all things, it was the U238 that we were low on. I just want to have a look at how that's going. So U235, we've got 15,000, and the used up uranium fuel cell we actually have quite a few of, but where is, yeah, there you go, the U238 is still significantly negative. And the worry is that the fuel cells are constantly being used up. But so these requester chests, I think, are requesting about 50. They were in the teens when I realised they had a problem. So now that they're in the 20s, and 30s, I think we're getting on top of the problem. Looks like I need another radar for this one. Teens, some of them. Not too bad. I think we're on top of it. If we have a look at production over, say, 10 minutes, and we particularly look at the uranium-238, we've been consuming 1600, and we have been producing 1500. 1515. Wow, that's kind of too close to call, isn't it? Maybe we do not have enough. The 235, 4.4 thousand. 10 minutes, and 4 point, so a tiny fraction of U235 more. U238 though, we're burning it at the same rate as we're producing it, or minutely more. No, minutely less. About over an hour. Over an hour it looks like we've been producing enough. I might have to do something more to address that. The other thing I wanted to check on was how is plastic and so on doing. So we're at 25k now, 9.3 coal. I wonder if that is because plastic has caught up. Oh yes, well and truly. And coal has too. So they're no longer a big issue. I'm happy with them. How are we going here? Still missing some objects, but we're not entirely sure what they are just yet. We've still got all these robots busy at work. I need to get rid of these trees. Hopefully we're not going to lose all our stuff when I do it. This function is pretty awesome as well. They're just kind of in the way, these trees now. So let's clear out the trees, do some gardening. Make sure we get those ones as well. And hopefully we're not too far away from being able to, well, we've still got to set up the copper mines, but set them up and start the copper up. We're actually short beacons. I thought we should be. I'm going to have a problem with this because it's just all of the stuff that I am picking up is immediately being removed from my garbage and put into storage here. Still, do need to do it. So I've temporarily linked all of these sections together with RoboPorts so that everything can get built. Obviously that won't be the long-term future. I disconnect them so that the sections operate completely independently. Just logistic robots moving sort of as far as they need to, which is up to there and up to here. Yeah, we had to, it was pretty hard to place this whole blueprint, so some of it is, well, this bit's on a bit of stone. Let's see, oops, what did we do on that? Just want to cheat on the recharge of my robots. 238, that still isn't hot. That's why this is happening. We can have a bit of a look over here. So we're good to go as soon as, ooh, really? Why is that one low on electricity? That one's fine. Should be fine on electricity. Anyway, that's not what I Factorio always constantly distracting you from your purpose wasn't what I was looking for. So what I want to see is, it looks like we have a satellite here, and what is the next most likely thing? Low on, oh, it's off. What did we get? One satellite, one structural component. So maybe what we'll do to finish this episode is watch as we get our 64th bonus satellite, call it that, 64 over the base SpaceX requirements, and switch over science. Which in some ways is going to cause us more harm than good. Here we go, this one first. Is that it? And this one. Unfortunately I can't tell which one is delivering what. And you don't get the sound of the rockets when you are watching them this way. But it's very cool all the same. We're certainly not getting to a minute with the current way in which we're building these components, but it's perfectly fine. We're also not getting our science at the rate that we expected or wanted. Okay, so let's switch over science, quickly whip out a mere 64,000. It's one of each, so it doesn't matter that green is so balanced. And we can go back to that one later. Let's have a look at how our labs look. Here we go. Jumping into activity. 64,000 really shouldn't take particularly long. What level is that in fact? Level 12. And production of everything. Kicking into action. It's only 1,000 a minute and we're getting a 20% boost, so these numbers are more than fine in terms of catching up. And in fact, green and red science might even recover a little bit. Blue's rather low at the moment. Probably lacking steel, I would guess. Is it a guess? Moving quite nicely. Well, I think we'll leave it there. Next episode, perhaps I will have expanded down to the copper. This copper will kind of swing around. Maybe up here somewhere. And yeah, we'll take it from there. So thanks for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye bye.